In my mind I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? And ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Karen, she's a silver sun. You best walk her away and watch it shining. Watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Well, dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. The signs that might be omens say I'm going, I'm going, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind. Well, in my mind I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. And I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone, I'm gone. I'm gone. Say nice things about me, 'cause I'm gone, solid gone. Got to carry on without me. I'm gone.
This ain't what it used to be. Nothing is. Unless it's me getting older. Things was cheaper though. A lot cheaper. You could get 5 cigarettes for tuppence then.
They don't make them in 5s anymore, do they?
Well, you never see them.
People smoke more, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, people do seem to be smoking more since the cancer scare. Worry, I suppose. There was none of that then either.
What?
Cancer was all TB then.
They can cure that now, can't they?
Yeah. I suppose as soon as they can cure cancer, they'll think of something else to worry us with. My Uncle Wilf used to say he reckoned it was the government.
What?
Used to give us all these diseases.
That's a bit daft, Mum.
Well, they put them in our food. That's what he used to say.
Mum.
You can taste it in the water sometimes.
That's chloride.
Well, there you are.
They put that in to improve the water.
Well, it don't improve the taste. My Uncle Wilf used to say the only time they've got any use for us, the only time the government's got any use for us is in a war. Rest of the time he used to say we're an embarrassment to him. Yeah. He used to say that they only need so many of us to do the things that need doing, and the rest they'd rather be without. So they spray our food, put things in the water to keep us down. Well, they do it to rabbits. He used to grow all his own food.
Everything?
Well, all he could. He only had a window box.
Wow, if that's not a disclosure, but that's from 1972, 53 years ago.
Wow.
They were telling us what's going on, and we still haven't figured it
Right
out.
over our head.
We still 53 years ago, she laid it all out for you. People laughed at it, and they don't have a clue. Thank you for my beautiful wife for sending that over. So that's what the little treat you had for you today. Hey, while you're here, before we get started, I just want to let you know the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, where am I? There I am at veritymetals.com. Text Matt at 480-717-9081. Matt's the man. He's going to treat you right. He'll take care of you and hopefully give you the best deal out there. Not to mention he brings the receipts. So what I mean by that is if you like gold, silver, he'll show you how he made these transactions, which would really help you. So you can get it in hand if you want coins. Meet him in person, as one of you just did yesterday, or you can talk to him, text him on the phone, flip your IRA, help you with anything you can. So he's the guy. I think this is the time. If you see the way things are rattling up, I would say precious metals are the place to be right now, but that's up to you. So text Matt at 480-717-9081. All righty. So while you're also here, can you do us a quick favor? Look down below, like, share, and follow. And in addition to that, if for some reason you cannot do that, that just means you're not logged in. Can you take the extra effort? We have the effort we give you to put out these shows. If you can take the extra effort and just log in to whatever you're on, just to make sure you can give it a thumbs up or share it, it really helps the algorithms. And the better those work, the better we can do our work over here. So let me introduce you to a special guest today, because this is We the People Wednesday. So this is the day we do Q&A. We the People are the plan.
That's right.
I brought my man, because We the People are the plan, Alan Fountain.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Happy hump day.
And hump, hump, hump.
Hump, hump.
So I'm going to be out of pocket a little bit for the next few days traveling. If I can put it together, though, I'm going to release a huge disclosure. I mean, massive, involving, I'll just give you a little hint, involving Bill Clinton and Diddy.
Oh my God. That could be complex.
Yeah. And it's pretty deep. I
kinky.
absolutely have the receipts. But I want to do it right. So my goal is to get it out tonight. I don't know. But if I don't, it's going to probably be another week because I have a lot going on. But just so you know, I will be out of pocket. But let's not forget, I'll probably pop into Robert's show on Friday. Friday is a big deal. So go to Robert's show on his channel, and we probably simulcast it over here too. I'll be on that Friday, and of course we'll be back in on it. So guys, we have Q&A. So I'm going to go to the questions that we're not sure what they are, which I love. And then Alan and I will talk about it. We're not going to talk about anything about Trump's not State of the Union address yesterday, because I know there's going to be questions of it right here. So let's find out. All right. First question we have. Okay, if Congress members ignore the president's speech, should they be fired? Does Trump have the power to remove them?
I don't believe he can. And I think that would be, that, in my opinion, that would feed into that it bothers him, because this is how they work for the public. It's up to the public to fire them by not ever voting for them
You can
again.
talk to them too if you want. It's your call. It's your call.
So I think that just by not voting on them, that is firing them. That's not up to him. That would look like he's a dictator and that he is not part of We the People and the constitutional republic that we're going towards.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Trump does not have the power to fire them. Just so we're very
yeah,
very clear,
yeah.
we have three branches of government. You have the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and the executive branch. The reason why you have the separation of powers is for the I did the zero accidentally.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
You mean the?
people are gonna get that at 666.
I
Oh no.
accidentally did it
Can
in the
we rewind
speech.
it? What are we gonna do? I know it's not that we're ever overzealous at conspiracies.
Sometimes it's just a natural way to hold your hands.
I've always said three I've always done three with these three fingers.
I make a point, like an expression doing that. I
Right,
did it
I
in a
know.
speech in San Diego,
I know, but
and it's trapped on a photo.
I know exactly. So people grab it, and it is what it is. Anyways, that was fun. So President Trump is part of the executive branch, so he cannot fire somebody in the legislative branch.
Got it.
There is some overlap in the judicial because he does do appointees, but that's a whole nother thing. But he cannot fire members of Congress. For Congress can censure them and do other things, but he really can't do much about it. If they do something blatantly illegal, that's one thing. So I don't think they should be fired anyways. I think they should be able to ignore the president. I don't want to live in a dictatorship.
Removing Senator Green was something that was a lot about the limited power you could do in that environment.
Well, and look
Yeah.
who did it. That wasn't President
It
Trump
was
that
the
did it. It was
head of the
it was
Senate.
Mike Johnson
Yeah.
behind him that
Yeah.
did it, right? So very interesting. Next up, if Israel pushes for Trump to implement the no-hide laws, which require belief in one God, how would this impact Christians who worship Jesus as divine?
Well, I think, in my opinion, that if you're really strong in your faith, you're not going to be impacted by somebody else's mandates in the first place. And if they make a law or whatever, I think people are just going to keep it to themselves. I don't think they're going to go out and follow it. We're not in that stone age anymore.
Yeah, and here's the reality: that's about the most unconstitutional thing that we could
Yeah.
ever do. And and there's this thing, and even a friend of mine was getting into it yesterday. Trump doesn't have as much power as y'all are giving credit for, and I certainly don't think you want him to have as much power.
No.
It may feel real all nice and warm and fuzzy now, but a dictator in this term is going to be a dictator in the next term, and you may not like it. So be careful what you ask for, folks. So no, Trump cannot implement any laws. Maybe we'll get into the EOs too. The EOs, I think, are more virtue signaling than anything else. So, and we should be able to talk about any religion, just like the Constitution says we want to. That's the way it should be. So we're still a constitutional republic, kind of. We should be. We've been manipulated into being into corporate law, but still, that applies.
Yep.
Why did Trump say censorship is over when we all know it's still happening?
We happened to comment on this right before the show.
Yeah.
Censorship is not over, and I think that people should rise up. And my comment that I was going to slip in there right before this was, my Trump worship is over. He's elected. I worshipped him, and I was a strong advocate, and I pushed him because of what his projected policies were.
Mhm.
Now it's time to hold him accountable. He is in a position. He works for us now, and we have to hold him to that. So I respect him, but I'm not an ass kisser. It's time to deliver, and if he doesn't deliver, he needs to be fired.
Well, you can't be fired.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
He's
Fired
on
by voting.
He's
You know
on
what I
his
mean.
no, he's on his
Yeah.
last term, so he couldn't be
Yeah.
fired anyways.
Well,
But
you understand what I'm saying,
hear
and I'm
what
not
you're
doing
saying.
that disrespectfully.
And no, but you're right. The idol worship is
It's
crazy.
got to stop.
I mean, here's what I went through just this week, and it's like people lost their mind on me because all I did is I put out a scorecard, and I gave Trump an A+ in something, I think an A in something else, a B in something else, and then in regards to the whole Epstein rollout, I gave him an F, and in the fact that RFK Jr. seemed like he's supporting the MMR and MMR-V vaccines,
Hmm.
and USDA came out with their vaccination schedule for poultry and bovine.
Yeah.
Because I call it out as we the people should.
Yep.
I'm now a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, this idol worship is ridiculous. We are not going to move forward. And I'm going to tell you, President Trump doesn't want that. For some reason, people think he does, or they're afraid to speak their minds.
Yeah.
We can't move from one controller to another one.
Exactly.
I believe President Trump is fallible because he's human. He's not Jesus. He said he's not Jesus. He's fallible, right? So we the people need to stand up. And what if all you people that are angry at me for just speaking my mind, truth to power, by the way, everybody's angry at me for doing that. What if you're being played? What if this is a test and President Trump and his great administration are testing to see if we the people are ready to stand our own 2 feet?
Yep.
And you guys are failing every time you yell at somebody that has made movies about our president, somebody that supported him wholeheartedly, somebody that's been at Mar-a-Lago, somebody that's been at the election headquarters on that day. I don't know anybody that supported him more than I have, but that also gives me a right as we the people to hold him accountable because he works for us. So if I see something going in the wrong direction, I say it. Shame on you for shaming me for sticking to my values. And the values have zero to do with President Trump. They have everything to do with we the people hold the power. We the people need to hold account these people and speak truth to power. This is a good thing. And I have extraordinary patience. In fact, I'm going to take it to another level. I don't think he ever should be releasing this Epstein list unless people are going to jail or being indicted.
I agree with you 100%.
That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake, because then what you're doing is you're sending out a list to your enemies and go hide.
Go hide. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But the reason why I came down on the administration is because they said they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then Pam Bondi did that crazy stuff with these binders filled with nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what I was frustrated about. So at minimum, they have to work on their marketing, right? But let's stop giving them the excuse of oh, well, this is the plan, or the this is the secret behind the single. No, if it is, they're still looking for us to step up because we're part of the plan. Remember, we the people are the plan, just like it says on your shirt.
We have 4 years in order for the people to rise up and take ownership of their position as members of this Constitution. If we don't do it, we have no control who comes in next term. We need to be really hard on Trump now, hard on the Trump brand, hard on the Trump image. If he needs to be boycotted, he needs to be boycotted. And I say that with love. That's for the country. If he leaves and we get someone else who cannot hold their power like he does, we're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And I would, if for some reason I was president, I would hope that you guys would hold me to account.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Because we the people, you're the boss. You guys are the boss.
He may have made deals with Zionists or people behind the ground to get to where we are today. He may need us to stand up and get him out of that crap, in some degree.
Yeah.
He can say, look, the people are going to storm the Capitol again if I don't follow them.
I agree. I agree. So we need to hold strong as hard as we can and push as hard as we can right now. You guys aren't going to have another opportunity to do this.
No, this is it. It's this next 4 years that has to happen.
And Trump may have to make some deals to protect certain people or protect we the people. If some of those deals include, well, maybe they're just going to have to give vaccines because nobody stood up against it. That's bad on us. That's not bad on President Trump. So ultimately, when I'm upset with him, I'm upset that we are not standing up as much as we can.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations, because I can tell you, Elon Musk came out immediately after we started giving Pam Bondi heat. The heat got so hard on him, he completely flipped 180 degrees to being from her side onto we the people's side.
It shows
within 1 day.
Yeah.
with one day because we the people on X hammered them so much.
Yeah.
Elon Musk even flipped his position. This shows you how powerful you are.
Yeah.
But sorry guys, you didn't do it on the USDA vaccination schedules, and
Yeah.
you didn't do it on the MMR and the MMRV. So
Yeah.
maybe those won't reverse.
Yeah.
Shame on us. And this is why I said we the people are the plan.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, let's see what we got.
Be the plan, not trust the plan.
I love that. I love that. Alan has a new shirt.
I already have a t-shirt design already done. I have a logo already printed out. I did it a long time ago.
That's awesome.
Be the plan.
Does Trump's new executive order overruling the Supreme Court on capital punishment concern you? Okay. You know what? My buddy Ethan made a big deal about this. Let me be very clear on this. I don't think people understand executive orders. And I'm not talking down to anybody. I just need people to understand the way it works. Executive orders are almost a nothing burger in most cases, right? The President Trump's executive order, even if it said he's overruling the Supreme Court on capital punishment, he cannot overrule the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Or the judicial.
The Supreme Court is the law of the land. They are the strongest law of the land. So I don't give it. If it even says that, I haven't had a chance to read it today.
I haven't read it either.
Even if it says that, it doesn't matter. In most cases, you all have to know this.
Yeah.
Executive orders, right, are dog whistles to things. And sometimes it's to get some people's attention. Sometimes it's to get you to rise up. Sometimes it will enact something. But they don't have very much power.
Yeah.
Without we the people getting behind it, Congress getting behind it, and then the Supreme Court getting behind it, the executive orders really aren't that effective.
Yeah.
So now they are good if you want to declare war or declare a terrorist group or something like that. Yeah. You know why? Because those are in the powers of the president.
Yeah.
But the president does not have the ability to overturn a Supreme Court decision. They don't have the ability to overturn the Constitution.
Yeah.
They don't have the ability to overturn amendments, right? They don't have it. So when people are screaming and crying over these executive orders, I'm just like, everybody take a deep breath. It means nothing. Now, if it goes to Congress and they're looking to pass these laws, then you want to hammer them. Here's the good news. You're not going to be able to override anything the Supreme Court does without a majority. Anyways, that has to go through Congress. So we're talking a huge vote.
Is this about the death penalty for
yeah, but that's specifically what it's
Yeah.
about. But I think people need to have an understanding of the executive orders in general.
Also, you have to have a trial. In other words, the person who kills them has to go to trial. Even if there is a death penalty in there, you have to have a judicial trial by your peers first.
100%.
You know, so.
And by the way, that's in the Constitution again.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not worried about it at all, guys. I think sometimes these are to. I think a lot of this executive orders and statements that are made in speeches are trial balloons to see what the reaction of the people are.
They also know the reactions, and they also have some background on how many people will respond to that.
Right.
You know, that are watching the episode. You know,
yeah, and I believe
ratings.
Guys, I believe we're being tested now more than ever to see how much they can get away with.
If they can get away with it, who knows? They may say, okay, we're going to have to handle the sheep. They're not able to handle themselves.
Exactly.
So we have to show that we're able to stand up. Otherwise, we're not going to get the government we want.
Yeah, same
page.
Know,
we're going to be sheep. Hoarded into 15-minute cities.
You're 100% right.
We don't have enough. We don't have the bureaucrats in government to handle them anymore. So we're going to have to put them in a 15-minute city.
It doesn't matter how much great work Trump does. If people just blankly say, I'm going to support whatever he does, you kind of miss the lesson.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it came down to.
That's what he is allegedly taking us away from.
In 2017, on January 20th, he said he gave it back to we the people.
Yeah.
That's you guys. He didn't say I gave it back to my administration.
Do you want to be a free range person, or do you want to be in a?
He said you will look back on this day and understand how we gave it back to the people.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that we take the ball and run with it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All righty. Question number 5.
Number 5, cinco.
They always you took the word right out of my mouth.
Cinco for our Espanol audience.
Espanol audience.
I'll interpret.
Thank you. No. They always get caught in the cover-up. Is Pam Bondi setting the stage for a cover-up where the real trap is laid?
I'm open to that, but I'm totally open to that because we have been in a sting operation on many levels. So this could be a sting to let them think, oh my God, they're disorganized. You know, they're disorganized. See, they don't even have it together. We're going about our business. While meanwhile, they're working in the shadows. I put that in a post, oddly enough, a while back. Said, who knows what they're doing in the shadows because they look aloof right now. You know, and they're not.
No, they're not. Well,
Yeah.
let's be clear about something. So there's two narratives. One is Pam Bondi is part of the deep state,
Yeah,
and she was involved in the Epstein cover-up from the beginning, and
Florida,
and
yeah.
this is putting her in a position where she's going to get caught again.
Yeah.
That's one narrative. Another narrative is this is all one big psyop right now, and they are in the background doing their good work. Now, what
Yeah.
I think it could be, I'm just going to be a little more pragmatic. Let's step away from the 5D, the psyop. Let's step away from the movie, the
chess,
plan,
yeah.
and all that stuff, and all the 4D chess. And let's just think of maybe this way: is it possible that in order to get the votes, they committed to do things like turn over the JFK files, the MLK Jr. files, the RFK files, 9/11 files, and Epstein files, and they knew that was imperative for them to get probably a couple million votes.
Yeah.
And then, but they were not prepared to give it. Now, I'm not saying they don't have intention to give it. I say now they're like, oh crap, we just weren't prepared to do this yet, and now they're kind of stalling and covering their butts. That's the best case scenario that I could see.
Another scenario that I factored into this when I was communicating about it is that there was clemency deals and some things are going to be state secrets. I don't think we can go out there. America has a reputation around the world. There's a certain level that I can understand and respect. If we know that these people are taken care of, that's important. But also, I think they had to make clemency deals. Some of these deals, they would make a deal with someone to get someone even bigger. So we may not see the people that we want or that we dislike that is a public figure actually come out and be arrested. Because, like there's these memes going out with videos and reels of people like Oprah and Drew Barrymore. These people are not going to be arrested. They're just not done. You can tell that Oprah's already gotten a deal. From what my instinct says, she is covered. We're not going to see her hung. We're going.
Interesting.
I don't see it happening. I would be shocked if we did, because here he made it a point in several things to say, Oprah, he went to at Mar-a-Lago, he held a private funeral for the person who launched Oprah of King World Studios. He, Dr. Phil, and Oprah hosted this at Mar-a-Lago. So there's a certain level of bond. We may find out that Oprah may be part of a counterintelligence operation, and I am not opposed to that because, as I've said before, I happen to be in a network with people that were set up to do counterintelligence stuff. She was the strongest voice. She and Roseanne were the strongest voice for survivors during my area in the 90s. I got into the role I'm in now based on Roseanne Barr and Oprah Winfrey, because they did shows called the 300 Male Survivors. And on this show with 300 Male Survivors, they had Tyler Perry. They had a therapist that I had. Tyler Perry and I both had the same therapist. So, and I ended up being in an organization with some similar people. So I'm not aloof to the fact that she could be counterintelligence. We're going to see how this plays out.
We'll see. There's a lot of dirty information that seems to be corroborated about her, but I do believe we're going to find out that there's many people that we think are evil, and they turn out to be good actors, and a lot of people that we thought were good, and they're going to turn out to be evil. So I'm open to all of it.
I just want it to be cleaned up. Period.
That'd be nice.
And,
that'd be nice. All right, let's see what we got next. We've got. Why hasn't anyone asked President Trump the question we the people are waiting for? When will our retributional payback begin? Okay. I'll leave that one to you.
Do you mind repeating that again? I went off.
Sure. When will our retributional payback begin?
On what? On financial
It's
or on
pretty
the?
pretty vague. I think maybe retribution, maybe taking out the bad guys, arresting them.
Okay.
If they're talking about payments again, I don't think everybody's asking that question. But
Yeah. Retribution for his arrest or whatever. Everybody is waiting to see some form of justice. I have two thoughts here, and sometimes everyone has alluded to that the country's going to shut down. There's going to be something happen where we have we'll lose the internet or whatever. This is sometimes can be scary because you never know really what they are doing during that period. Because of the Lahaina, the Asheville, the South Carolina fires, somebody outside of Trump is still has power. So when this retribution aspect will come, I have no idea. And I think that it's still up to the people. You have to get out there and stomp the ground. You have to picket. You have to have everybody hashtag do this Trump. Trump is not going to respond well to shaming or not being approval. So we have to rise up and make that retribution happen.
Well, I think he alluded to a point here too. Is President Trump doesn't care that he's hated by the left. He
No.
will care if he's hated by the right. though.
Exactly.
So I do believe you have something there. But regardless, I think we're putting too much on the Trump administration's shoulders.
Yeah.
I think
We have to.
we've got it. There's so much we can do, folks. If you don't know, email me and maybe I'll do a show about it again. I've done so many shows of telling all the things that we the people can do that are free.
We have to be lobbyists, our own lobbyists.
None of them cost money.
Yeah.
All right. Is the great leaving equaling lots of deaths this March and April from the jab, ascension, or something else?
Could you repeat that again?
Is the great leaving equaling lots of deaths this March and April from the jab, ascension, or something else?
The great leaving?
Yeah, clearly somebody's out there talking
left behind or something.
Clearly somebody has a prediction out there again that they're saying in March and April all these people are going to die. So I can't comment to that, guys. I don't comment these predictions anymore. I would like you guys to start letting me know which one of these predictions come true.
Yeah.
Because why do we spend time on what some podcaster says is going to happen and it never happens anymore?
A lot of these are coming from, I listen to all levels of consciousness, and a lot of this is coming from the soul podcasters that are having channelers on there that are channeling different sources or entities that are supposed to be in different timelines, etc. And we have the ability, if timelines are legit, we have the ability to change. There's a lot of people reporting now that the Schumann resonance screens have been going black, and they claim this is a timeline shift of some nature, or either the equipment can't handle the magnitude of the energy coming in at that moment. But there's been, I think there's other explanations, but I've been listening to these podcasts where people are claiming that we are going to have a flash, and that certain people
I've heard that for 5 years.
The flash is going to come. All of a sudden, your DNA is going to be activated. You're going to now have 24 strands of DNA, or versus or you're going to get all 12 of yours activated. So these are all pontifications, and you can't really rely on that. And who knows if that's not put out into the zeitgeist and control of consciousness to make people passive and wait because they have no power. You have the power.
You just hit the nail right on the head. All of these predictions have one thing in common. You don't have the power.
You get passive.
You get to sit and wait for them to happen.
Be a victim.
Like if you remember, about 4 years ago, I was having a discussion with a very prominent podcaster at the time, and he was talking about ascension, and everybody's talking about ascension and how we're going to ascend.
Yeah.
And I said, what exactly does that look like?
Yeah.
They're like, well, we're going to ascend. They go, what do you mean to go off the planet? They're like, yeah, off the planet. We're going to ascend.
The Left Behind series thing.
And I go, that's interesting. I said, okay, well, I respectfully disagree. I said, what if ascension is what's happening internally We're ascending.
Yeah.
We're ascending is because we're having a better connection with God. We're opening up our pineal
The
gland.
vibration's
We're
going up.
starting to understand that we have a collective consciousness together, and we work within the Christ realm and the
Yeah.
quantum reality. What if that's ascension?
That's what I identify with.
And he turned white.
Yeah.
He didn't have an answer with
Yeah.
that. It's the same thing when I talked to astrologist, and then I explained the 13-month
Yeah.
theory, and they're like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." And I go, "Well, then how does that work with astrology?"
Yeah.
Because people in general, they get so tied into their own personal narrative, they don't expand
Yeah.
on it and extrapolate. Well, what could happen? What could
Yeah.
happen if?
Yeah.
What could happen if? What could happen
Yeah.
if? Right? So I think we should extrapolate this. I personally would rather, with God's help in the quantum reality, I would rather be in control of my own destiny.
Absolutely. And
And all of these things take the control away from you, take the power away from you. The whole popcorn thing. Just sit down on the couch and eat popcorn. I disagree with that. I believe our ascension is much better. In fact, I named it back in the day, and I'm not going to call out any of these podcasters, but if you go back on some of my original
Yeah.
interviews that people interviewed me, I said, guys, where everybody's focusing on the Great Awakening, the true awakening is within ourselves,
Yeah.
and that's the most powerful thing that we can have.
And a key thing you said and made a point of the other day, which is true, and I've known this all along, that they left out of the secret. You're in control of your own reality. The people that are in these elite clubs that are putting out information on how for us to rise with them, they're leaving out some key components about the feeling. You have to feel the emotion. There has to be emotional connection along with your visual connection. And they didn't put that in the secret. They don't want that club to get overloaded. They don't want a lot of people, manifest. They want enough to sell books,
Yeah.
and so, but these are key things. You're your own ascension, when it comes to the chakras in the body, all of these things. And so it's an inside job, and you can take your power back that way. Because there's a lot of people think the Left Behind series, like in some of the religions, all of a sudden they made fun of this on like satire shows where people all of a sudden their clothes drop on the floor and they've ascended and they've gone to somewhere, whatever.
I had somebody
Yeah.
that's very sweet, a very, very great supporter of mine and my wife's, and called me just a couple weeks ago, and she goes, "I just want to let you know, Lewis, you and your wife are part of the 144,000." And
Oh, thank you.
I go, "Well, I appreciate that, but it means nothing to me, right?" And it's because, number one, I would be egotistical to think that if that is true, that's part of it, but
There's another.
why does it matter, guys? That's my
Yeah.
whole point. Why is it so important? I have somebody else that thinks I have lineage of a god, and I go,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all,
Yeah. Yeah.
because what matters is what am I doing in this lifespan right here to be of service.
Yeah.
To me, that's what matters.
Yeah.
So I focus on that. Do I have what we would call 5D conversations? Yeah. I do remote viewing and remote influencing. That's about as,
Yeah.
if you like that 5D talk, that's about as 5D does it get.
Yeah.
But again, what does it matter?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, guys. All it is cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, fun talk,
Yeah.
which is great. I love having the flat earth discussions
Yeah.
and the globe discussions.
Yeah.
All of this stuff is fun
It's
talk.
fun to talk about.
I don't have a problem with that. But when we invest ourselves so much in something that may or may not
Yeah.
exist, I think you do yourself a disservice. That's just what I
Well,
believe.
we can prove that. There's been people that were 10 years ago that were sitting around. This is still going on to this day, that the Zim's going to change this weekend. This has been going on for more than 10 years. Your Zim's going to go, oh, get your Zim, your Zim, and people buy into it and they sit back and they have fantasies and dreams. This is what's still going on in different elements, of our.
I know people that have lost everything because of their belief that the dinar was going to revalue
Yeah.
any. And when I mean everything, I mean everything.
It's magical thinking. There's a term for it.
Yeah. And does that mean Nasara will or will not happen? I don't know. I think I put a pretty good case for both. I put a great case for it not happening, and I actually showed you a dynamic reality how it has already happened in some cases. So it's really, but if that's our constant focus, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. Live in the now, make a difference now, be of service, be connected to God, and I think everything's going to be amazing.
Some things that I identified with is, as long as you're doing your passion and you're connected, you're plugged into your higher vibration, and things just kind of move forward, and there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts.
Yeah. There's short butts, but there's no
Short
shortcuts.
butts and the short buses too.
That's
And
right. I should be on one most of the time.
Yeah.
Question 8. Why does the release of Epstein files delay the declassification of JFK, MLK, and RFK information? I haven't heard that it did delay it. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't. No.
I haven't heard that anybody says that it would delay the declassification of those things. I wish I could answer a question, but I'm not very smart sometimes, so I don't have the answer to that one.
I don't know why they would be related.
I don't see the really. So that's actually the last question of the day. Anything you want to cover today?
Nothing particular, other than I think that we have to stand in our own power and create our own reality, and go after our own goals and dreams, and rise up and be a part of the system. Don't sit back and wait for it to happen for you.
Yep. I agree. Folks, look out for a post that I'll be making soon in regards to maybe who's been controlling P. Diddy and Bill Clinton. And this is close and personal
type thing.
Well, I have I can actually say firsthand information where I was involved in 2 situations.
Wow.
in regards to this, with real evidence, real pictures, real accounts, and everything. And it kind of started tying everything together last weekend, and it hit me really strong. And then I did some investigation, and kind of when you get that spark, that God spark, and you're like, let me go check this out. And I started to check this out, and all the connections came together.
Those downloads are
Everybody, it's like, okay, this person did it. This person's connected. This person was there at that time. Oh my Lord, look what's going on. This is the type of disclosure that's here. And so just to have a little fun with you, I'll tell you what one of my first lines in it was. Sorry, I wrote literally 10,742 characters on this already. So I'll say, it says, my name is Louis Herms, and I must state up front that I am very healthy and just absolutely love my life. And that's one of the beginnings of this.
Pages.
My wife even asked me today, she goes, are we going to be safe? And I said, absolutely. I'm not concerned with it at all, but it is that big of a disclosure. So you guys be looking for that. I'll be around on all my social media, even though I'm traveling, and I'll be speaking at an event, so on and so forth. But make sure you support Al here. Where can they find you, Al?
You can find me at my blog, GF for Justice, JF, the number 4, JUSTICE, or you can go into Rumble and put my name, Alan Fountain, find my podcast, or you can go to your browser, Brave or whatever, just put my name in there, Molestation Advocate, GF for Justice.
And let me just say this real quick. Where am I? There I am. Remember your Serona, guys. The elixir is phenomenal. If you don't know anything about glutathione, you should learn, because glutathione is the master antioxidant. Glutathione makes all the difference. If you believe God made us a perfect body, you absolutely should be taking Elixir by Serona, because it will make your glutathione as powerful as it can be, and therefore to work with your mitochondria, to work with your immune system, your pituitary system. And guess what? It starts doing the work it needs to be, and then voila, in my opinion, miracles happen. So it's very inexpensive. Just go to serona.org, pick your favorite podcaster on there, and if you're having trouble sleeping, or you have pain, or you have anxiety, click on Endo. Endo is amazing. And if you want the best skin treatment on planet Earth, so clearly I look 24 and I'm a lot older than that, you definitely want to get skin by a Serona also. Just go to serona.org. So Al, where are we going? There we are. Oh, that's it. Is that the same screen? That looks like a different screen to me for some reason. What do I know?
Looks like there's a different. Oh no, my hand does
There
go
we
to
go.
the other
Oh, that's
side.
right.
It looks like
His hand goes to the other
Oh, my
side.
God. Oh, yeah.
So anything you want to cover before we say goodbye?
Well, I just want to say that my comments about Trump are coming from someone who worked their ass off to get him elected by promoting his policies. So I'm not anti-Trump in any way. I just think we have to hold him accountable. I just wanted to make sure that people.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, you know.
it's smart,
Yeah.
guys. If the administration has policy, if the Democrat Republicans have policy, we the people should have a policy
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
And we the people is holding truth to power and holding them accountable. When they say they're going to do something, we make sure they do something,
Yeah.
and or at least communicate why it cannot happen.
Yeah.
Just leave us hanging. Because let me ask you a question: if you're a boss of a company and you had an employee said, "I'm going to do this on Monday," and they didn't do it, and they didn't explain it, and they didn't do it, and they didn't do it, is it okay for you to ask your employee what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what we're dealing with, folks.
Yep.
People in government, civil service, they work for you. You need to remember that.
Don't be distracted by bread and circus. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go get some bread. Bye.
I'm gonna go to the circus.
He's going to go to the circus. God bless everybody. Oh, speaking of God bless.
Oh, your prayer.
Yeah, my prayer. I almost forgot. I now end every session with a prayer. I'm so proud of this. And it's a manifested prayer. Guys, Lord Almighty, we are so grateful for having this platform with its ever-growing reach and support of the most active, patriotic, and loving we the people crowd on the planet. Please guide us and watch over the Trump administration to make sure we continue to make goodly, godly decisions in support of the people. We are grateful that human trafficking and evil, fraudulent behavior is reducing exponentially daily. Thank you for empowering and protecting all whistleblowers, eradicating evil, and releasing important information in this awakening. In this awakening. So shall it be. God bless
So it
everybody.
is.
We appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife.
I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me.
And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt
I love this
land.
God bless the USA.
God bless the USA. Am I the only one willing to bleed? Take a bullet for being free. Screaming what the hell at my TV for telling me, yeah, you're telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue. Burning on the ground, another statue coming down in a town near you. Watching the threads of old glory come undone. Am I the only one?
One day, one day, one day. One day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.